The Nightly Business Report.
Good evening. Tonight, by April, the central bank's holding was the primary driver of Sri Lanka's banking sector's net foreign asset, which has increased by more than 2,000% year-over-year. According to the Joint Apparel Association Forum, Sri Lanka's clothing exports in May 2025 were relatively unchanged at $365.8 million, down by 0.63% year-over-year. As the ASPI and S&P SL20 indexes closed in positive territory, the Colombo Stock Exchange saw gains at the end of the first trading day of the week. And the optimism surrounding possible trade agreements with the United States drove the majority of Asian markets to rise today, setting them up for robust monthly gains. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Sri Lanka's banking sector net foreign assets surged over 2,000% year-on-year by April, driven mainly by the central bank's holdings. Data shows net foreign assets rose to Rs $1,019 billion from a negative of Rs 52.9 billion in April last year.
Net foreign assets held by Sri Lanka's central bank surged 237.3% year-on-year in rupee terms of Rs 433 billion in April, recovering from a negative Rs 315.3 billion the previous year. This growth was mainly driven by the central bank's net foreign exchange purchases totaling $697.3 million in the first 4 months of 2025. Meanwhile, net foreign assets in commercial banks rose 123.6% year-on-year to Rs 586.8 billion, supported by increased remittances and export earnings. Remittances through the banking system reached $2.46 billion by April, marking an 18.3% increase compared to last year. Export earnings also grew by 6.4% to $4.31 billion during the same period. Notably, the banking sector's net foreign assets turned positive for the first time since April 2020, reaching Rs 93.9 billion in May 2024. This positive shift reflects Sri Lanka's gradual recovery from foreign exchange pressures.
Sri Lanka's tourism's new promotional campaign has been delayed pending revalidation of agreements with PR and digital partners by the National Procurement Commission. The SLTPB and STLRD Chairman Buddhika Hevawasam confirmed that around 10 agreements required NPC approval before proceeding. The campaign aims to reposition Sri Lanka as a top global travel destination despite the delay. Officials are ready to launch the campaign immediately once the clearance is received. The new initiative will include a refreshed Sri Lanka tourism logo. Industry stakeholders have urged the government to expedite the campaign to boost tourist arrivals during the peak summer season. The delay has raised concerns among industry players who fear missing out in the lucrative summer travel period. Sri Lanka's tourism remains committed to swiftly resolving procurement issues to ensure the campaign's timely rollout. Sri Lanka's apparel exports in May 2025 remained nearly flat, dipping 0.63% year-on-year to $365.8 million according to the Joint Apparel Association's Forum. The growth in shipment to the EU and other markets was offset by a decline in key trading regions, reflecting mixed market dynamics.
Sri Lanka's apparel exports to the USA and UK declined by 7.59% and 6.81% respectively in May 2025, highlighting ongoing demand volatility in Western markets. Despite this dip, cumulative exports from January to May showed a strong recovery, rising 9.8% to $2.2 billion. Exports to the EU saw the highest growth at 15.36%, while shipments to non-traditional markets increased by 13.12%. The USA and UK markets also recorded moderate gains of 6.52% and 3.74% respectively for the year-to-date period. The Joint Apparel Association Forum attributed the industry's resilience to strategic market shifts and investments in value-added products. JAAF expressed optimism about the momentum in emerging and EU markets. The association emphasized the need for a stable trade policy to maintain competitiveness and support exporters amid global challenges.
The government is exploring solutions to release hundreds of vehicles stranded at ports due to cross-border letters of credit opened through banks of the third countries. The Department of Trade and Investment Policies is considering whether an administrative solution or a gazette amendment is needed to resolve the issue. The delay stems from Sri Lanka Customs enforcing a clause requiring import documents stamped by banks in the export of the country, not third countries. Vehicle importers argue this interpretation contradicts the Sinhala version of the Gazette, which is less restrictive. The Director General M.K. Pradeep Kumara said discussions are ongoing but declined to confirm a timeline for a solution. Public concerns has grown as the impasse continues, impacting importers and vehicle owners. Let's take a short commercial break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. The Colombo Stock Exchange ended the first trading day of the week with gains, as both the ASPI and S&P SL20 indexes closed in positive territory. This continues the upward momentum seen at the end of the last week. Investor confidence remains steady, supporting the market's advance. For further insights, we speak with Manusha Kandanarachi from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Amasha. Following the investor sentiment of the previous week, the Colombo stock market maintained its upward momentum, although some selling pressure was observed during the early hours of trading. The all-share price index surpassed the 18,000 mark for the first time in the history, driven by increased participation from both retail and high-net-worth investors. The index closed at 18,027, marking a gain of 154 points as well. Key contributors to the index's positive performance included Central Finance, John Keells Holdings, Commercial Bank, Sampath Bank and Bukit Dara. Amidst multiple crossings, turnover for the day stood at 6.4 billion elevated, demonstrating a 16% higher than the monthly average of 5.5 billion rupees as well. The diversified financial sector was the top contributors for the today's turnover, accounting for a share of 25% as well. This was followed by the capital goods and the banking sector, which produced a joint contribution of 36%. Additionally, top three gainers of the day were Abans Finance, CM Holdings and Singha Hospitals.
This week, the Colombo Stock Exchange is expected to continue its positive trend, supported by steady investor confidence and favorable economic indicators. Both the ASPI and S&P SL20 indexes may see further gains amidst ongoing local and foreign interest. However, the global market trends and domestic policies will be closely watched. Overall, the market outlook is cautiously optimistic. For further insights, we speak with Damita Matthews from the First Capital Holdings.
Thanks, Amasha. So the market has been on a bullish note over the last few weeks, and we think there is no difference that can happen this week as well. So the bullish trend is likely to continue this week. We are already seeing the investors rallying around some key stocks, especially the blue chip counters are the favorites at this point of time. So we feel that the capital goods sector, the banking sector and also the diversified financials sector are the ones likely to be of significant investor interest. In addition to that, we are also seeing interest likely to come into the construction sector and the consumer stocks as well. So overall, we think there's going to be high level of interest across the board. and also among all the investor segments, the high net worth, the retail segment, and also the corporate segment, and the activity levels are also likely to continue to improve. So basically turnover levels are expected to remain onto the high side, maybe around the 5 billion plus turnover levels and high level of volume, and we expect this bullish sentiment to be very strong over the next few days as well. And today we saw the index crossing the 18,000 mark, and now we are in sort of new territory, and with that we feel that this bullish sentiment is likely to have lower levels of resistance, and we feel the strong investor sentiment is likely to continue. Thank you.
Gold prices rose from a one-month low in Asia trading today, supported by a weaker dollar. However, safe haven demand remains submerged amidst easing tensions in the Middle East and optimism over US trade deals. Spot gold increased by 0.5% to $3,290.25 an ounce, while August gold futures gained 0.4% into $3,300 per ounce. Gold has fallen nearly 3% last week, making its largest weekly drop since early May, as a ceasefire between Israel and Iran eased geopolitical risks. Positive developments on the trade front, including a US-China deal resolving rare earth shipments and a US-UK agreement reducing tariffs, also boosted the market sentiment. These factors helped limit further gains in gold prices despite the weaker dollar. Investors remain cautious as they await upcoming US economic data for clearer direction. Meanwhile, market participants continue to monitor geopolitical developments for any sudden shifts in risk appetite. Oil prices fell in Asia trading today as easing geopolitical tensions between Iran and Israel reduced the risk premium. Brent crude futures for August dropped by 0.8% to $67.25 a barrel, while West Texas Intermediate fell 1.1 to $64.77 a barrel. Despite the recent decline, oil is still set for a monthly gain of over 5% following initial rallies triggered by the Israel-Iran conflict. Mixed manufacturing data from China, the world's largest oil importer, added to the cautious market sentiment. The ceasefire between Israel and Iran eased concerns over Middle East supply disruptions, leading to sharp losses in crude oil prices over the past week. The 12-day conflict had previously pushed oil prices near annual highs after military actions targeting Iran's nuclear facilities. Market focus now shifts to OPEC Plus meetings where further output decisions are anticipated. Analysts are watching closely for any signals on future production cuts or increases that could impact prices. The Sri Lankan rupee has shown a slight appreciation against the US dollar today compared to last week. According to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, both the buying and selling rates of the US dollar have decreased. Meanwhile, the rupee has experienced minor fluctuations against a basket of foreign currencies, including those from the Gulf region. Let's take a closer look at how the Sri Lankan rupee is performing today against other major global currencies. Take a short commercial break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back. This is the Nightly Business Report. Commercial Bank of Ceylon has ended a strategic partnership with Toyota Lanka Private Limited to promote leasing options of Toyota passenger and commercial vehicles. The collaboration aims to strengthen Combank's leadership in providing innovative and accessible leasing solutions across Sri Lanka.
Commercial Bank of Ceylon and Toyota Lanka have signed a memorandum of understanding to launch a joint promotional campaign aimed at making Toyota vehicle purchases more accessible and affordable. Under this partnership, Commercial Bank will offer attractive leasing benefits, including special interest rates, extended tenure of up to 8 years, and waivers on joining and annual credit card fees. Toyota Lanka will provide free vehicle registration, complimentary first 3 standard services, and a manufacturer's warranty for 3 years or 100,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. The leasing promotion will be available island-wide through Commercial Bank's branch network until December 31, 2025. Customers can choose from a full range of Toyota passenger and commercial vehicles with tailor-made repayment plans suited to their income patterns. This initiative highlights Commercial Bank's commitment to delivering flexible and affordable leasing solutions in collaboration with reputable automotive partners.
DIMO has secured the contract to design and supply a state-of-the-art low-voltage power distribution system for Marina Square, Colombo, one of Sri Lanka's most luxurious real estate developments. The high-profile project includes 1,088 premium apartments, a retail mall and a modern amenities, setting a new standard for upscale urban living. The LV system features locally manufactured type-tested Civicon LV switchboards from Sidmeds and pre-wired DIMO living apartments DBs, ensuring world-class safety and performance. Produced at DIMO's Valley Area facility, these advanced solutions comply with international standards and support digital integration. DIMO's engineering excellence and trusted partnership with Siemens made it a preference choice for the landmark development. The project led by Access Engineering plc and CHEC underscored DIMO's leadership in power engineering innovation in Sri Lanka's real estate sector. Revolt Motors has officially expanded into Sri Lanka market with the launch of RV1 and RV Plus electric motorcycles, marking a significant step in the company's international growth strategy.
Revolt Motors has officially expanded into Sri Lanka with the launch of its RV1 and RV1 Plus electric motorcycles. The launch is being executed in collaboration with its exclusive local distributor, EFM Lanka Private Limited. This marks Revolt's first foray into the international market, aligning with its broader global growth strategy. The debut took place at the Colombo EV Motor Show 2025, a key event for showcasing electric mobility innovations. Visitors to the Revolt Motors booth and the show can view the new models and participate in live demonstrations. The RV1 series aims to offer smart, sustainable and affordable mobility options to Sri Lankan consumers. With this launch, Revolt Motors is positioning itself as a leading player in the region's growing electric two-wheeler segment. The company is also focusing on building a strong after-sales network to support customers in the new market. Revolt's entry is expected to boost EV adoption in Sri Lanka and inspire further industry investment.
Uber has launched Uber for Teens in Sri Lanka, offering a safe and independent ride-hailing option for teenagers aged 13 to 17. This marks the first time a tailored teen mobility solution is available to Sri Lankan families, blending freedom for teens with real-time parental oversight. The feature includes robust safety tools such as GPS tracking, live trip monitoring, ride checks, and in-app emergency buttons. Parents can initiate the setup and stay informed through ride updates and summaries even when teens book rides on their own. Uber says the new product addresses the needs of busy families seeking safe, flexible transport for their children. The launch reinforced Uber's commitment to inclusive and innovative mobility solutions in Sri Lanka. The Dongfeng Box, the official electric smart and compact EV designed for urban and beyond city driving, has been officially launched in Sri Lanka. This new model aims to offer efficient, eco-friendly mobility tailored to the need of city commuters and adventurous drivers alike.
The Dongfeng Box, a fully electric, smart and compact vehicle, has been officially launched in Sri Lanka, designed for city driving and beyond. The Dongfeng Box aims to provide an efficient and eco-friendly transportation solution. This new electric vehicle combines advanced technology with a compact design, making it ideal for urban environments. The launch event showcased the car's innovative features, including smart connectivity and sustainable performance. Dongfeng's entry into the Sri Lankan EV market highlights the growing demand for clean mobility options in the region. The company plans to support the launch with an extensive after-sales service network to ensure customer satisfaction. With this introduction, Dongfeng is set to strengthen its presence in Sri Lanka's emerging electric vehicle landscape.
Sitara Limited, Sri Lanka's pioneer in printing ink manufacturing, has been awarded the ISO 14001 and ISO 45001 Management System certification by the Bureau Veritas Sri Lanka Private Limited. This recognition highlights the company's strong commitment to environmental sustainability and employee well-being. The recognition highlights the company's strong commitment to environmental sustainability and employee well-being. Established in 1964 by CEO Vikramasinghe, Sitara has focused on reducing dependence on imported inks by producing high-quality local alternatives. With a strong emphasis on research and development, the company continues to embrace advanced technologies to lead the industry. Over the years, Sitara has received numerous accolades, including the ISO 9001-2015 certification, the CNCI Bronze Award and Sri Lanka National Quality Merit Award. These achievements reaffirm Sitara Limited's position as a trusted, innovative and sustainable manufacturer in the printing ink sector. Let's take a short commercial break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back. This is the Nightly Business Report. Most Asian stocks rose today, heading for strong monthly gains fueled by optimism over potential trade deals with the US-Japan. Nikkei 225 surged 1.6 to its higher level since mid-July, driven by tech stocks and a weaker yen. The Nikkei is set for an 8% gain in June, marking its third consecutive monthly rise. Hong Kong's Hang Seng fell 0.6%, but is still on track for a 3.5% increase this month. China's Shanghai Composite and CSI 300 indexes rose moderately and are poised for over 2% gains in June. South Korea's KOSPI jumped 0.8%, aiming for an impressive 14% monthly gain, while Australia's S&P ASX 200 also rose 0.4%, continuing its upward trend. Meanwhile, Singapore's Straits Time Index remained mostly flat and India's Nifty 50 futures ended up slightly. Investors are also closely watching factors activity from China, Japan and South Korea for further economic signals. U.S. consumer spending unexpectedly fell in May as the boost from the preemptive buying of goods like motor vehicles ahead of the Trump administration tariffs faded, while monthly inflation maintained a moderate pace of increase.
U.S. consumer spending unexpectedly fell in May as the boost from preemptive buying ahead of President Trump's tariffs faded. A report from the U.S. Commerce Department out Friday showed consumer spending dipped 0.1% last month. It marked the second decline in consumer spending this year. Consumer spending accounts for more than 2/3 of U.S. economic activity. Meanwhile, inflation in May remained muted but drifted further away from the Federal Reserve's target. The Personal Consumption Expenditures, or PCE, price index edged up slightly, putting the annual inflation rate at 2.3%. Core inflation, which strips out volatile food and energy prices, rose by 2.7% over the year ending in May. The Federal Reserve closely tracks PCE price measures as it aims to lower inflation to an annual rate of 2%. But Friday's data will likely have little impact on the Fed's near-term monetary policy. Fed Chair Jerome Powell told lawmakers this week that the central bank needs more time to gauge the potential inflationary impact of Trump's tariffs before the Fed considers resuming interest rate cuts.
Exceptionally strong initial orders for Xiaomi YU7 electric sport utility vehicle sent shares in the automotive newcomer to a record high and found speculations that Tesla may have to cut prices to fight back.
The pressure just keeps mounting for Tesla in China. Friday saw local rival Xiaomi announce exceptionally strong orders for its new YU7 electric vehicle. The car is aimed squarely at Tesla's Model Y and undercuts it on price. Analysts say it also comprehensively beats the US vehicle on specs and performance. Xiaomi says it secured 289,000 orders in the car's first hour on sale. That was more than 3 times the level for its first car model last year, the SU7 sedan, and almost triple market expectations. Analysts say Tesla's Model Y will probably lose market share in China as a result. That would rub salt in the wound for the US firm, which has been steadily losing ground to Chinese rivals. Its share of the EV market there has fallen from 15% in 2020 to about half that level over the first few months of this year. Xiaomi's SU7, for one, has outsold Tesla's competing Model 3 every month since December. Analysts at Citi say Elon Musk's company may have no choice but to cut prices in response. They say it may also have to offer its so-called full self-driving system for free instead of as a charged option. Tesla didn't respond to a request for comment on its plans. Xiaomi shares shot 8% higher on Friday's news, hitting a record high. Though they later pared some of those gains, the stock has still more than tripled over the past year. That values the firm, until recently better known for its smartphones, at nearly $200 billion.
That wraps up the nightly business report for today. We value your opinion. Share your thoughts and feedbacks through email at feedback.ad24english@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076 805 7933. We will see you again tomorrow with the latest updates in the business world. Until then, I'm Amasha Fernando and thank you for watching and have a great night.